Hi everybody, I'm going to try to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do an SHTF Life Q&A 4x4 challenge. 4 questions, 4 answers for each question, 4 tags of 4,000 plus sub channels and 4,000 less channels. I actually had some help with this, and I'll get into that a little bit better. First question: top 4 wilderness survival skills that will benefit you the most when SHTF. I have several. I like to hunt, I like to trap, I like to fish, and I like to cook on fire. That pretty well covers that pretty good. I was in Boy Scouts. I've learned to cook on charcoal and cast iron and over fires, in fires. It's fun. I enjoy it. Second question: worst 4 personal downfalls that could hinder your survival when SHTF. This one was a little bit more difficult, and it typically tends to be because people don't like to show their downfalls and criticize themselves. I'm too nice. I sometimes let people push me around a little bit because you gotta be nice. I'm too forgiving. I like to always give somebody an extra chance. I don't know why. I'm giving it to the too nice. But I do. When somebody hurts or does something dumb to me, I forgive them fairly quickly and try to give them another chance, which is good and bad. I can really have a temper. My family's seen it. Other people have seen it. I can be sometimes very temperamental, and when my temper goes, which it isn't very often, it's usually not good. 4, I'm getting old. Some of this stuff that I used to do no problem, can't do it as well. I wore out faster. I get more sore the next day. I'm not in as good a shape. Living off the land, no grid, I'm getting old. It's going to be a little bit tough. It's the truth. That's why the old timers never lived as long, because they just worked themselves to death. It's a fact. It's better than the alternative. Question number 3. Top 4 skills learned from job/work that will benefit you the most when SHTF. I've been very lucky. I've worked on farms. I've worked in the ag business for a long time. I've had some sales jobs where you learn to deal with people. That all goes into it, as far as I'm concerned. 1, I know how to grow food. We grow a lot of food here to sell. Some of it will transfer over, some of it won't. I know the characteristics of a lot of different vegetables, what conditions they like the best. Yes, it will benefit me. It'll make it easier for me. 2, I know how to sell food. We go to 7 or 8 farmers markets a week in the summer. I know how to talk to people. I know how to value food. Selling food is a benefit because anything I grow extra, I can either trade or sell to somebody else to get stuff that I can't produce myself. Benefit. I know how to deal with people. I listen to people that don't have a clue what they're talking about on a regular basis. We've got phone calls in March wanting people to come, or they want to come pick apples. Iowa doesn't have apples in March. Most of the time they haven't even bloomed yet. People don't know when stuff gets ready. I've dealt with irate customers because they can't come pick apples when they're not ready. I'm not a grocery store. I grow my own stuff. I've dealt with stupid people and how to deal with them. That's a benefit because people are going to be dumb. They are too removed from agricultural in general, what do? I can drive about anything. I've done construction, I've run backhoes and bulldozers and skid loaders, I've run tractors and semis, I've drove vehicles of every shape and size. I have taken them apart and put them back together. It's a benefit. I can pretty well get on any piece of equipment if I would need to be and run it. I've just been always able to work with my hands well. It's a benefit and a curse. Last question, number 4. Name 4 prepping or survival items that you are lacking besides food or water. This one was a little bit difficult too because it depends on the scenario and what's happening. Number 1, a good shelter / tarp. If I have to leave my house for some reason, I don't want to go live in a pile of sticks in the woods. My family doesn't want to go live in a pile of stick in the woods. It's January in Iowa. It could be below 0 weather. We could also have 3 foot of snow. This year we're going to probably be lucky. Looking at the forecast, it's beautiful. But you still can't do anything. I'd like to get a actual shelter made so I have somewhere to go. And all I have is the cheap Harbor Freight tarps. Yeah, they'd work for a while, but I know a good tarp would last that much longer. That way it gives me time to actually get something made that would be more of a semi-permanent shelter that if I would have to, we could go stay in it. Number 2, cached supplies or cached supplies, depending on who you talk to. I heard the proper way is both ways by other people. I don't know what it is, I'll admit it. If I have to leave my house, I'm with what I can carry. Which is kind of scary because if you're leaving your house, like most everybody I know has all of their supplies in one location. I think that's a downfall because you can't carry it. If we have an EMP and can't drive vehicles, how are you carrying 10,000 rounds of whatever ammo? It's heavy. 22 might not be so bad, but you start talking stuff for an AR or shotgun shells, that stuff gets heavy fast. Big supplies of canned goods, them things are heavy. Odds are you're not going to get to make several trips. Tools. I have several tools that I'm in the process of either working on making or lining up from other people. If something major happens and the economy collapses, I want a fleshing beam so I can flesh my animals that I can trap. Do deer hides. I have a fleshing knife, but I need the beam to do it because then I can preserve my own fur and make clothes or blankets or anything like that with. It'll just make it more efficient. A forge. I know how to weld. I've never really forged. I've always just heated it up with the torch. I've bent stuff. I've made stuff. I have some knowledge with it. Well, anvil works with it too. But if you're going to have to take random pieces of metal, weld them together and beat them out for knives, hinges, tools in general, the right tool for the job sure beats anything. And number 4, knowledge. There's an awful lot of knowledge out there that people just don't remember anymore from the old days. It's amazing. There is a ton of knowledge out there that is just getting lost. You got to think about it. If a major EMP, economy collapse, there may be no more diesel fuel so tractors don't run. Well, how do we do this stuff without the equipment? We have to make it so you can do it efficiently. It's going to be back-breaking work. Saws. Nobody sharpens a saw. They just go buy a new chain for their chainsaw. There's just tons of stuff. The different kinds of saws. Most people don't know there's a crosscut or a ripped saw. Two different teeth for doing the same thing, or for cutting trees, but depends if you're cutting across or with it, the grain. It makes a huge difference. Tons of knowledge. Preserving food well. I do it okay-ish, but I don't have to. I can always go to the grocery store. I don't can very much because most of the stuff I grow I try to sell because I'd rather have the money to pay for the stuff I need. Either that or we eat it fresh. I don't know it or don't do it enough. The knowledge is out there, but I need to start practicing and learning it now, so if something does happen, I have enough knowledge. Alright, I hope everybody liked that. Tags. Channels less than 4,000 subs. Number 1, and of course, no particular order. I went through my list of who I was sub to come up with this the easiest, and people I know. AOK Foraging, Tack and Brenda. I think you guys could have some really good answers. And as of when I looked this up, they were 1,300 and change subs. SurvivorMetalMan. You've got all kinds of knowledge. You've got all kinds of different stuff that you show in your videos, and trying to think ahead before something happens. Some of these could be really cool answers of yours. He had 1,900 and change subs when I did this. Jeep Things Outdoor, Johnny. He always makes a good video for these. He had about 1,000, just over 1,000 subs. Good job, buddy. Lee Ralph. Lee's always got good ideas. He's not big on the tag videos, but I think he'd have some really good answers and some good knowledge for everybody. He had almost 2,600 subs when I looked. The channel's over 4,000 subs. Rougue Preparedness. Talk about tons and tons of knowledgeable videos. 10,556 subs. I like the 556 when I looked it up. I don't know, I got issues. Jiu-Jitsu 2000. Again, tons and tons and tons of really good, knowledgeable videos. All kinds of good ideas. 83,646. That's a lot of subs. Calvin's Corner 72. Again, tons of really great videos. All of these channels are ones that I watch on a regular basis, all of them. I might not catch every video, and I don't comment on all of them because I run out of time. I get busy. 4,673 subs. And the guy that kind of talked me into this, one of them, really good friend for a really long time. Hopefully he gets feeling better so I can get him snuck out to the woods so we can do some videos, get him out in the woods. He always is so much happier. Country Prepper, Jeremiah. Really good friend. It was his idea for this, but he hadn't had time to do it and kind of messed up a video on it, and he gladly let me take the charge on starting this one. I appreciate it very much. 12,801 subscribers. All tons of knowledgeable people. All I think would have really good answers. I think this is a really good thing. I will get everybody's links in the description. It'll take me a minute because I'm still learning on how to do some of this editing stuff and doing that. Everybody run with it. And if your name's not on there, if you feel like doing it, go ahead. Tag me in it so that way I know how many people have done it so I can see everybody else's videos. I'm new at the video thing. I'm getting better, I can tell. I hope you guys are liking the comment. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for the notification. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Ask a question. I'll try to do anything. If you guys have any questions or ideas for more videos, I'm game. I'll try about anything, as long as YouTube lets me. Well, and there's probably a few of them that YouTube don't want to see, but I'll probably work on them anyway. Working on getting my fleshing beam set up so we can flesh some animals. Some people have never seen that done. I'm not very good at it yet because I just got my fleshing knife for Christmas. I've done it very little. But I do have some people I know that are very experienced with it and can do it. I'm working on getting a forge set up just because I think it'd be a cool thing to learn to do. I know some people that have experience doing stuff like that. I think it'll be awesome. I'm working on setting up a little shop in my garage so I can keep it warm, vent that out, do a forge right out the wall so it vents right out the wall so I don't have to worry about the smoke. I can do it when the weather's horrible outside just because I'm out of the weather. I have some welding projects. I have some mechanical projects. I have a couple tractor repairs I need to do, but I don't know if we'll get to them this fall yet, or spring, winter. We'll see what we can do. We have some building projects. Working on walling off part of my garage. I might show some of that. Whatever you guys are interested in. Hope everybody's happy. Had a good holidays. Have a good one. Talk to you guys later. Thank you.